whatever is possible. Okay. So to some extent AI can do, but most of the time we are supposed to be doing it ourselves. Okay. So, all right. So here we go. We're going to start right away. So we're starting now. Okay, let me share my screen. So what is the path? And let me tell a little bit about myself first. So is it okay if I tell a little bit about myself and describe like what is it that I'm doing? Okay. All right. Thank you. So what we do is like, see, my name is Sridhar Jammalamadaka, and I'm an IT upskilling coach. And so what I do is like I run a career transformation hub. I'm a software architect by profession, and I have started the career transformation hub. Okay. The career transformation hub, my goal of career transformation hub is this, that I want to help people. I want to empower people, give them the knowledge and make them very powerful with respect to knowledge. So because knowledge is power, and there's a lot of benefit if people understand this knowledge, because I believe that full stack development is very powerful knowledge and it will help them to have a very fulfilling career for them. Okay, full stack development is very good. It's very well paying. Okay, and yeah, so I'm going to describe in this scenario how can somebody who's looking for a job in full stack web development, what are all the things that you need to learn? Okay, what is the thing that you need to learn? I'll give you a kind of a roadmap for that. Okay, so that will be my talk. And so my experience is like I've been teaching for the last 5 years. I'm in IT industry for the last 15 years. And I'm training from the last 5 years. I've trained a lot of people on full stack development, Node.js, JavaScript, Express.js, React.js, Java. All of this I have worked on previously. And my passion is that I want to help people that they become independent of these corporates. And first of all, they should get a nice job and they should not be like controlled by the corporates. They should have good career options is my thought process, that I want to make an army of 1 lakh full stack developers. So that's my mission. Okay. So we will start with the basics, and I will tell you what all things are required for learning full stack development. Okay. So let me share my screen and show you what is it that it requires to do full stack development. Okay. Let's see that. Just give me a moment. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. So with respect to full stack development, so let us say this is full stack development. So what is it that you have to learn? Let us see everything that you need to learn. So first of all, you need to know HTML and CSS. HTML, CSS styling. This is one. HTML means it's a markup language, and the purpose of HTML is it is used for writing web pages. Okay, it is a code used for writing web pages. Okay, and with respect to the next one, along with that comes CSS. Okay, CSS means it's a styling. Okay, this is for writing the web pages, and this is for the styling. Okay, I'll talk about it more a little later. Now HTML, CSS is required. The next thing that you have to learn is you should have the fundamentals of JavaScript. While it is possible that you can skip it, but I don't recommend that. If you have strong fundamentals of JavaScript, it will be very good. So fundamentals of JavaScript is very much recommended. And after you know the JavaScript, then you need to know a front end framework, okay, like React.js. Okay, I'm going to talk only about React.js. So it can be AngularJS also or React.js like that. Okay. So then you need to know some backend programming language. So backend programming language can be Node.js or it can be Java. So I will choose Java. So Java programming language, you should know backend. Okay. And then what else do you need to know is Spring Boot. What is Spring Boot? Spring Boot is a framework which is on top of Java. Okay, Spring Boot is a framework on top of Java. The next thing that you will require bare minimum is like the knowledge of Hibernate. Okay, what is Hibernate? Hibernate is for connecting to the database. Okay, this is like a connection for the database instead of writing direct SQL queries, etc. So through Hibernate, we will be connecting. It's a framework for connecting to the database. So I will say this is my model. So in which you have to proceed learning all of this. Okay. Um, how much time will it take for learning all of this? It depends. It can take, it depends upon, I mean, according to me, it will take around 6 months. It'll take, okay. Around 6 months, we have to give decent time. At least that much 6 months of time is minimum required for learning all of these technologies. So let's see and understand like each of this, like what is each of this, okay? So let us see each of this now. So what is this? HTML, what is CSS, all of that we'll try to understand, okay? So this is like the full stack development, right? So starting with the HTML, right? So HTML, so this HTML, what is it? HTML, let's just see that, okay? HTML and CSS. So HTML, CSS is just like, for example, if you take any web page, okay? So for example, if I show you, it's like, if you open any website, just open any website, for example, if you open, let's say facebook.com, okay? So when you open the facebook.com, what will you see? You're seeing one page here, right? So it will say login, right? Login. So here username, password, and then the submit button, right? So username you have to enter, password you have to enter here, and then click on the submit button, right? So this for this is like this is the Chrome browser, right? Facebook.com. This is the Chrome browser. So to make this page appear here, right? So you're putting some image here, right? And you're putting some image here, you're putting some dashboard here, you're putting some header here, okay, some links here, Facebook logo is there, okay, some footer is there, some buttons are there. So making all of this page, right? So for coding the page, what you require, that is known as the HTML. Okay, that is known as the HTML. That is HTML. Okay, so how to learn HTML? I'll tell you one nice website. So there's a nice website called W3C Schools. So in that you can learn HTML. Just give me. Yeah. So there is the thing. Yeah. The HTML is there. So this is for writing the web pages, right? So it's called web pages, right? So I'm saying, what is the website that is required for this W3 school? Just search on Google. Okay. There you can learn HTML very easily. Very nice recommended source for learning the HTML. Okay. So HTML you can learn. Similarly, what is CSS? Okay. CSS means the styling. So for example, let us say you want the submit button in red color. Okay. Let's say that submit button is in red color. So how do you put it in red color? And then let us say that, two columns. So one column here, this is the column number 1. This is column number 2. Am I right? Two columns are there here in this page, right? So you want something on the left side, something on the right side, something you want on the top. So all of this is called as the CSS, okay, cascading style sheet. So the second concept that you need to learn is CSS. So again, for learning CSS, W3 Schools is a very good website for practicing CSS. Okay. So you must learn HTML, then you must learn CSS. So what is the third thing that you need to learn? We will see. Okay. And the third thing that you have to learn is JavaScript. Let me explain to you what is JavaScript and how you can learn this. Okay. So JavaScript is like right now, let us say that you have a page here. Okay, this is a page. And inside the page, let's say that there is a form that you're filling. Okay. You're saying enter your name, enter your password. Inside a bank account, when you're entering password, you put A, B, C, D. Then it will say validation is not working. Okay. It will say wrong. It's not working. This is not working. This is not working. So how is that validation happening? So, or let us say if I click something, a new pop-up is opening. Okay, new pop-up is opening. I mean, all these kind of dynamic variations that are happening. So dynamically, we can see that a lot of visual elements are added and removed. Okay, all these dynamic visual elements that are happening is happening with the help of the JavaScript. So JavaScript is what is behind all of this. Okay. So now, so to learn JavaScript, you have to, again, you have to spend some time. It's a little more difficult than HTML and CSS and a little bit more deep. I'll tell you what topics to learn in JavaScript also. JavaScript also, I can say that you can learn that same thing from W3 Schools. Okay. You can learn. And what are the topics that you need to learn JavaScript? How much time it takes? HTML, CSS, you can learn in HTML, you can learn in, let us say, let me just go to HTML. HTML, okay, you can give like, okay, okay, 2 weeks or 1 month maximum, 1 month. If you're completely fresh, you can give 1 month. Okay. CSS, you can give 2 months of time. Okay. Okay, CSS or 1 to 2 months. If you want just basic, it's enough. Then you can put for 1 month. If you want a little bit more, you give another 1 month. Okay. And then JavaScript, I will say you can spend at least 2 months, minimum 2 months spending for learning JavaScript. Okay. So what are topics that you need to learn JavaScript? I'll just tell you that. Just you can make a note of it. So here are the topics. Yeah. Any question is there? Okay. Sure. You want me to go back? Here, this one. Here or the next one? This slide. Okay, did you take the screenshot? Okay, good. Now, with respect to JavaScript, what are the topics that you can learn? Okay, let us see what are the topics that you can learn in JavaScript. So, what are the things that you need to learn JavaScript? You have to learn the basics of JavaScript programming. So, in the JavaScript basics, it will come like, for example, whatever coding basics will be there in this JavaScript. Okay. So that if loop, if and for and variables and variable declaration, function, everything is there in that. Okay. So a little bit advanced JavaScript is also there. Advanced JavaScript is little bit like you can learn something like arrays, functions, can learn. And the next one is you can learn something called as the ES6 or modern JavaScript. Okay. So this is very much required, especially this will serve as a fundamental for the React.js. Okay. So ES6 or modern JavaScript needs to be learned. ES6 modern JavaScript. There's a lot of syntaxes which are need to be learning. Okay. And then last but not the least, we should know something called as asynchronous programming. So what is asynchronous programming is, I'll tell you, the different techniques here, like promise, async, await. Okay, all of this will be coming inside this. Okay, so this is a little advanced. This is advanced, this is basics, this is modern JavaScript, and this is asynchronous program. Okay, 4 topics. This is 1, 2, okay, 3, and 4. All right. So take a screenshot of this. So this is the 4 things that you have to learn in JavaScript. I will say that you can take 2 to 3 months for this. 2 to 3 months. Okay, spend some sufficient time on JavaScript. If your basics are strong, then it becomes easy for you to learn the next step. Okay. Let me tell you the next thing. That is, after learning JavaScript, let's go back and see what is it we wrote. First, we said HTML and CSS. Second, we wrote JavaScript. Third one, we need to learn React.js. Yeah. Third thing is React.js that we have to learn. Okay. So what is this React.js? I'll explain that. Okay. React.js is a JavaScript framework. Okay. Or a JavaScript library. What is the benefit of it? It helps you create full stack application. Okay. Front end applications. So while we can avoid using JavaScript and make it with plain JavaScript also, it's called plain vanilla JavaScript. That is also possible, but it is not recommended because the number of lines that are required to write a typical website will be very high in a plain JavaScript, and the code is not maintainable. As you write larger websites, it is understood that a lot of features, functionalities for you to write yourself without any kind of a framework like React.js, your code will become like very big. So if you use React.js, you can write little bit of code and then you can write more functionality, get more functionalities with less code. Okay, that's React.js. Okay, so React.js, if your JavaScript fundamentals are strong, and then again for learning React.js also, like you can use W3 Schools. It's a nice starting website, and the basics you can master from the React.js there. And you require to download one software called VS Code and Node.js. Just install the software. It will be given in the website also, how to get started with React.js, etc. So what are the things that you need to learn in React.js? I will explain now. So the things you need to learn in React.js are, like, if you ask me, like, these are the 3 things that you can learn. So the first thing are like the basics. Okay, the basics is like the JSX, components, and props. Okay, this is like the basics of the React.js. Okay, once you know the basics, you can learn a little bit of advanced React.js concepts, something like how to do forms, okay, or use state hooks. Just we can call it hooks. And we can call higher order functions. Okay, this is advanced. And afterwards, what you can learn is state management. So this is a little advanced concept. So state management, you need to learn something called as a Redux. There's a framework called Redux. Okay, and then you have to learn either Redux and yeah, this is like the state management using Redux. Okay, and what else you can learn is again integration with APIs. Integration with REST API, Axios, or fetch, or these are the different APIs. Okay, Axios is very famous. This is like how to integrate with REST API, how to call get, put, post, delete, everything. All of that will come inside this. Okay. So for learning React JS, how much time did we send it as say it's required? Okay, let's say you'll require at least like 2 months of practice. At least 2 months of practice. 2 months practice is required for learning React JS. Okay, this is React JS. Okay, so far what we have covered, let's just see this. Okay, first we covered HTML. This is HTML CSS. Okay, so together maybe let's say 2 months, okay, 2 to 3 months. And just 2 months is more than enough. Okay, more than that is a little more. Okay, 2 months. HTML CSS 2 months, JavaScript 2 months. Okay, 4 months, and again React JS we said 2 months. So totally 6 months done now. So yeah, it takes. If you're on a fast track, maybe you can compress it a little bit. Maybe make it half, but generally it will take this much. Okay, so then what else you need to learn? Okay, the next thing that you have to learn is the programming language, that is Java. Okay, to learn the Java programming language, what is Java programming language? It's a backend technology. Okay, so far I spoke about front-end technology. This is called as backend technology. Okay, as a part of Java, you also have to learn something called as the REST API. Okay, that you will learn it in the next one, Spring Boot. Okay, so this is a backend technology. For this, you can. So, what are the three things that you have to learn in Java? OOPS concepts and basic Java, core Java, you can say, and you can say something advanced Java. Okay, so OOPS concept is mostly all about like what is a class, what is object, what is abstract class, okay, what is interface, all that. Okay, uh, core Java is most about exception handling, exception handling, okay, throws, and then all the basics of core Java, okay, like methods. Advanced Java. Advanced Java is mostly connected with Java EE concepts. If you know a little bit basics, it's enough, because anyways we'll be doing advanced Java with the help of Spring. Okay, so Spring. So I can say Spring here. Okay, let's just call Spring Boot. Okay, Spring Boot is a separate framework, right? So okay, to learn only this basic part. Okay, just let's say that this basic part, I want to learn like this part. So how much time it takes? Okay, Java also. Okay, let us say you can keep at least 1 to 2 months, 1.5 months or 2 months, like that you can. Okay, so then you can come to what is it called as the Spring Boot. Okay, so Spring Boot is a framework which is meant for advanced Java. So in the Spring Boot, you know what is a you need to know these basics like dependency injection, and you can learn JPA and other like some basic Spring Boot features. Yeah, repository service, all that will come in the Spring Boot. Okay, and the most important one is like the REST API. So creating REST APIs using Spring Boot. So for this, you have to understand the concept of REST API also. What is REST API, etc. You have to understand what is the meaning of REST APIs, how to code for REST APIs, how to create the server, everything we have to learn. Okay. So you can give for this Spring Boot, you can give dependency injection. It also, I mean, JPA also cover the Hibernate also. Okay. Yeah. End class, give me time, the screenshot of all topics line by line. Okay, sure. Definitely. I'll give you. Okay, Hibernate you have to learn. Okay, in this Hibernate you can learn, and Spring Boot, etc. If I combine all of this, dependency injection, everything, you can put another 2 months here. Okay, so let's select the Spring Boot. So after learning Spring Boot, let's see what is remaining to be learned. Okay, Hibernate, Spring Boot, Java, React.js, JavaScript, everything is done. Okay, now let's just put everything together and just see how much time it's taking. Okay, HTML, CSS 2 months, JavaScript 2 months, and we said React.js 2 months, Java 2 months, and Spring Boot 2 months. Okay, let's just put this. So here, let's put here. So HTML, CSS, HTML or CSS 2 months. JavaScript, okay, 1 to 2 months. Okay, React.js 2 months. And Java 2 months. And Spring Boot plus Hibernate together plus REST plus Hibernate. Okay, you can put another 2 months. Okay, totally it is coming to total approximately 10 months. Okay. So this also, this must include multiple things, like this should include theory, all the theoretical concepts that will be asked in the interviews, interview questions, everything, and practical. Practical is like practice, and also you must do some project also. Okay, do some project for showcase. Okay, you can do that also. Okay, so some hackathon or hackathon or anything like that. Okay, these three things are essential. Okay, because I tell you, the main problem with our education system in India is we spend a lot of time on theory. Okay, our 80% of time we spend in school on learning theoretical concepts, but then practical concept we are very weak. But in the industry, the expectation is you should have 50% knowledge in theory, 50% practical, both balanced. But in India, we are used to having too much of theory, 80% theory, 90% theory, 95% theory, 5% practical, very little practical. But we should change it. Okay, this should become 50%. Okay, let me just show you this. Okay, it should be like, make this 50%. Okay, and then this should be 50%. So you should have strong theoretical knowledge and then strong practical knowledge. So when you have all of this, so let us say by the end of 10 months, okay, let me just show you a picture. Like, let's say by the end of 10 months, like let's say this is like January, right? So this is like this is March, right? So this is like March 2024. So another 10 months is like 10 plus 3. That's like next 10 plus 3. How much is that? 13. That is like January. January 2025. By the end of January 2025, if you have these skills, okay, let's say that HTML, if you say HTML, CSS, you are 8 out of 10. And it's like 8 out of 10. Okay. Let us say JavaScript, you have come to 8 out of 10. Okay, React.js, 8 out of 10. Okay. Java, 8 out of 10. Spring Boot, 8 out of 10. Hibernate, REST API, each of them, if you get this. So I can say definitely the chances of you getting hired in a company is very high. Okay, you will have very, very high chances. If you also have, like I said, you should have theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. If you have projects on your resume, proper projects, if you have practice and everything, will definitely, you can get a nice project, a nice opening, a nice job. Okay. So that's the basic concept, guys. That's the basic concept. That's what I wanted to tell you guys, that it's possible. Like, we can do all of this. And so I am teaching all of this. I'm going to do some programs upcoming. I'll be doing some hackathons. I'll do some programs. I'll do some teaching. I'll explain. And I'm going to do that. Okay. Recently, I tell you, I've done one program. I'll just tell you about the program. Recently, I've done one program for college students. Okay. This was for college students. And it was like 20, it's like 20 days. Okay. And then in the 20 days, I taught every day for 2 hours. And on Saturdays, I taught for 6 hours. Okay. That is like 6 Saturdays. There's like 3 Saturdays and like almost like 17 days, 2 hours. So approximately 18 hours, 34 hours, and approximately 52 hours. Okay, 52 hours of teaching. And then I taught them starting from algorithms and data structures and full stack development. In that full stack development, I taught them React, Node, Express, and of course HTML and JavaScript. Okay, I taught them all of this. So that was one program, and there was another program that I had done in 2 years back. That was for one company. So for them, I had done a 45 days program. Okay, it was just 45 days. It was like a full day program. Every day I should teach for 6 hours. I mean, they used to spend almost like 8 to 9 hours. I used to give them assignments also. We used to spend almost another 2 hours in that assignments. So 45 days, 45 working days programs. In that, I taught them HTML, CSS, JavaScript, including basic and advanced both. I also taught them React.js. I taught them MongoDB. I taught them Postgres database, or you can call it SQL. SQL database I taught them. And I taught them Node.js and Express.js. Okay, apart from that, I taught some miscellaneous things like regular expressions and coding best practices, etc. So they were like, they started from, they were like, when they started, they were like almost like 2 out of 10 in full stack development. Okay, so that was like, let us say they start the program on February. Okay, February they started, February, like, so February. And 45 days almost take like till May first week or something. By the end of May, in full stack development, all of them were in 8 out of 10. The practical skill and theoretical skill. Okay, they were doing very good. And I mean, it was like, it was a program through the company, and I was giving them the knowledge. Okay, so I gave them a lot of exercises, a lot of homeworks, a lot of assignments, etc., etc., etc. So I've given them a lot of assignments to work on. I gave them a lot of explanation. I gave them the knowledge how to learn, and then they became independent. Now they're like comfortably they can open and they can write the code, and they're very happy, and the result was also very good. Okay, so that's about it, guys. So what are the next steps? I'll just tell you the next steps. So I'll say I started this career transformation hub. So I'll be doing webinars like this. So these are the free webinars. You can always come to the free webinars and take the value. And apart from that, I'll be having some programs. I'll be starting some programs. I'll start with the silver level membership. And as a part of the silver level membership, I will have weekly 2 classes. Okay. So one will be hackathon, where I'll give task and you have to do that. Another thing is called as the inner circle call. So in the inner circle call, I'll be discussing all the principles and strategies, etc. Okay, apart from that, I'll be giving some courses for each of this HTML, CSS, all of that I'll be teaching. Okay. So almost like I'll do maybe 3 classes a week approximately. Okay. And rest of the week I'll give like homework and practice and etc. etc. So like that we can do this. Okay. So that's about it, guys. That's about it. Any specific questions are there that you want to ask? Any specific question? You have any question or you want any doubt, anything that you want to know, what I can help you with? Okay, fine then. So stay in touch. I'll be doing all these programs. Um, Stay in touch and join our community. I'll give you the link of the Facebook community. You can join this Facebook community and be a part of that. So whatever classes that I'm going to be taking, I'll be announcing in that Facebook community. Okay. Yeah, I did engineering in 2022, but I didn't get any work before any company before. Okay. 2022 you completed. Now it's like 2024. Okay. Did you apply for any jobs? Where are you from? Which city are you from? Which city? Hyderabad. Okay, good. Um, and did you do you have any arrears? All clear? No problem. Arrears are clear. All clear. Okay, good. Um, did you apply for jobs? Did you get any calls or you didn't get a call at all? Hmm? Acha, so you're going for a web development course, huh? You have done a web development course in Hyderabad. You're already started. You started the web development course. Are you attending the web development course? No? Just a minute. Okay. So there was some health issue. That's why जॉब नहीं ट्राई किया था. ठीक है. क्या आप जॉब रिलेटेड कर सकते हैं? अच्छा, जॉब रिलेटेड में ना मेरा इतना कांटेक्ट नहीं है. देखना पड़ेगा. मतलब स्किल रिलेटेड हेल्प कर सकता हूँ. ठीक है. जहां तक स्किल की बात है कि आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है सीखने में, वो मैं हेल्प कर सकता हूँ टू टीच. ओके. बट फॉर गेटिंग ए जॉब, फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग ए resume I can help, and for applying on the job portal etc. I can help. To that extent I can help, but getting the contacts, I don't have that contacts. I'm not doing it at the moment. Maybe in future I will be able to do that, but right now I can't be able to help you with that. But until that point, making sure that you have got the right skills, your resume is looking good, you have got the right projects on your resume, yes, sir, make us. हाँ मैं देता हूँ, मैं I'll give you my number. Just you can take this number and you can contact me and we'll discuss. ठीक है? हाँ मतलब I've given my number. You can contact me और हम बात करेंगे and I'll explain. Okay, we can discuss. Yeah, welcome. Welcome. Okay. Any और कुछ सवाल है? Any other questions that you have? स्क्रीनशॉट मैं अभी देता हूँ, 1 मिनट का. अच्छा, स्क्रीनशॉट देता हूँ. सो स्क्रीनशॉट एक पीडीएफ बना के अभी दे देता हूँ. सो हियर इट इज व्हाइट बोर्ड है ना, मैं चैट में दे रहा हूँ, देखो. हाँ मैंने अभी चैट में डाल दिया, देख लो एक बार. चैट में आ गया. चैट में दिख रहा है, पूरा स्क्रीनशॉट दे दिया. ठीक है, चलेगा. मिल गया स्क्रीनशॉट आपको, पीडीएफ मैंने दे दिया. मिल गया क्या? ठीक है. ओके, गुड लक, बाय. कॉन्टेक्ट मी, विल डिस्कस. ठीक है, बाय.